Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today let's make a double wick ice-dyed shirt. You know, I do quite a few gravity dyes and I thought, how about let's try going the other direction? So instead of doing a gravity dye, let's see about wicking the dye into the shirt. So that's what I'm going to try on this one. I'm going to draw just a free-form wavy line going down diagonally across the shirt, and then I'm going to fan fold this line. Once I have the line fan folded, I'm going to go ahead and tie it with sinew. I kind of would like to try to get a little bit of a white line. I don't entirely know how this is going to work, but if I can make this have a definition line, that would be great. I'm using sinew because of the wax coating. Whenever I tighten this sinew down on a line that I've fan folded and I pull it really tight until the sinew locks, that wax coating that's on the sinew will form like a waterproof barrier. It's not going to allow the dye or anything else underneath that line. So it should remain the same color as the shirt. The problem that I have on shirts like this is by the time I end up getting that line fan folded, it is such a wide line that when I try to pull it, the shirt kind of wants to buckle. So to avoid that, I am wrapping the sinew around a couple times, and then I'm going to lay my hand flat on top of the sinew and on top of the folds to try to hold them flat against the table as I'm pulling on the sinew. Hopefully that will keep it from buckling too bad. I went ahead and flipped the shirt over on the back to check and see how it was doing, and it was starting to like taco and fold in on itself a little bit. So I tried to straighten that out. And when I did, I noticed it was pretty loose. So I decided to just kind of go with it and went ahead and purposely folded it in half and allowed it to just kind of fold in on itself, make a smaller area, and tightened the sinew down from that point. You know, I wrapped it around several times and got it really tight and then pulled as tight as I could to make that waterproof barrier. If I were trying to do a design where I needed the shirt to be flat, I would have probably unwrapped my sinew and tried it a second time. Just maybe pulled a little slower, pressed a little harder, and just worked with it until I got the sinew to tighten down on the folds when they were still flat. In this case, it doesn't really matter though. Okay, so by the time I got around to dyeing the shirt, it was fully dry. It doesn't have to be, but I like to try to tell you guys the condition of the shirt when I apply the dye, just so that you know the full process that I used. It's warmed up here, so I'm doing this process outside, and I've taken the metal shelving rack that I have, placed it out underneath the trees, and then I'm using 2 of the plastic wash containers that I got from the Dollar Tree dollar store. I'm putting them on top of my metal rack, and then I'm going to take the shirt and put one side of the shirt in one of the wash bins and the other side in the other one. And I'm going to leave that part that I tied with sinew right in the middle. I'm going to add some ice over the top of the shirt, and so I'm going to add ice to both of the plastic containers. I'm kind of trying to add close to an equal amount of ice. Then in the container that is over on the left side of the screen, I'm going to use Arcane Eye, And the container on the right side of the screen, I'm going to use Almondine. And both of these are Happy Cat tie-dye colors. Then I'm going to add an additional sprinkle of dry soda ash over the top of the dye and allow the ice to melt. I went ahead and left the shirt outside for probably about 24 to 36 hours after all the ice melted. Since I'm doing this underneath the trees, I have a maple tree and an oak tree, so I did end up with a lot of maple and oak pollen down inside of the containers, but other than that, I think this process worked out really well. After allowing the shirt to process outside, I went ahead and took the containers into my utility sink. I dumped out the muck, which, by the way, all muck is the melting ice that's mixed with the dye. That runoff is called muck. So I dumped out the muck, rinsed out my containers, and then I began rinsing my shirt in cold water to rinse out the soda ash. You can see all of the oak pollen that got down in my sink from these containers. That oak pollen makes such a mess in the yard when it's falling. After rinsing in cold for a while, I warmed the water up to hot, untied the shirt, and continued rinsing in hot water to rinse out any of the excess dye that didn't bond with the fabric. I normally don't like to rinse for a long time. Instead, I like to go ahead and just soak the shirt. I run some really hot water in my utility sink, add some Blue Dawn dish detergent to the water, and then allow the shirt to soak. When the water cools off, I change it out and I continue that soaking process until the water is almost clear. Then I'll put the shirt into my washing machine along with a little bit of Dharma's Professional Textile Detergent, and I wash it using a hot water cycle. So after the shirt is washed and dried, I give it a quick iron and let's see what it looks like. Okay, so what do you guys think? So I think this one turned out looking pretty cool. The white wavy line going diagonally is not super strong, but I mean, you can see it. It does stand out. But because the colors are kind of light right up next to that line, it's not super defined. I still think it looks really cool though. So the two colors that I used were Arcane Eye and Almondine, which are both Happy Cat tie-dye colors. And if you've never purchased from Happy Cat tie-dye, Amanda's colors are wonderful. She mixes them herself and she makes them specifically for ice dye, where they have lots of cool color splits. I have a link down below in the description for this video to her website where you can order some of her tie-dye colors. The Almondine is the part that is up near the neck of the shirt, and the Arcane Eye is down toward the bottom hem of the shirt. I knew the colors were kind of close, but I wanted to see these colors more individually. I've used them on shirts before, but I haven't used them alone. And so I thought this would be a great opportunity to kind of try out both. I've also done wicking dyes before, but I've really done them with liquid dye, not necessarily doing them with just ice dye per se. And I'm really happy with the technique. I think it turned out really well. I think you see the color splits in both of the colors. And of course, the intensity of the color gets less as it goes toward that center or the portion of the shirt that was in between the two containers. And I don't think it negatively impacted the wavy line or my sinew line when I went ahead and just folded it in half and tied it that way. I think I got great definition as far as the sinew line goes. It would stand out a little bit more if the colors next to it were really dark, but as far as the sinew line goes, I got a nice good seal and the dye didn't get under that area. So overall, I really like this shirt. I think it turned out looking pretty cool, and I've already got another one tied up that I'm going to try. I'm just trying to decide what colors to use on that one. But what do you guys think? Do you like this technique? Do you like this shirt? Please drop me some comments down below and let me know. And if you've enjoyed watching the video, I sure would appreciate it if you would like it and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you'll hit the bell, you'll receive a notification whenever I upload a new video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.